everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays. Excuse me, I can't even make this jump anymore. To Northernlion Plays Dead Cells. I think I have a plan for this run. And I haven't seen what the comments have said, but I would not be surprised if there's a push for me to do exactly what I'm just gonna say that I'm about to do. I like to record these episodes in batches, by the way, because they're like an hour long each, so it's very easy for me to conceptualize that I'm just going to spend like a day playing Dead Cells and hopefully eventually like not being as bad at it as I am right now, but okay, just duck under those in the future, please. Grappling hook. Grappling fuel. That's actually really bad because we don't want an enemy to be right next to us. So I am thinking that the problem that I'm having right now, dude, these are like anti-synergistic, but the problem that I'm having right now is probably related to the fact that I'm going for a balanced build. I think we played okay, although certainly could have been better, against the Watcher last time. We died with a good run, but how good would that run have been if instead of having, you know, a 50-50 split between, like, skills and strength, we just had, like, 100% strength or 100% skills, because we were predominantly just throwing our grenades anyway. So I feel like we should respect the fact that if we're going for, that was not handled well. If we're going for like a grenade spam run, what does it matter if you have levels, you know, level 2 in strength? Or if you just get the levels that the game gives you to begin with? Why mess about trying to get the best of all possible worlds when we really probably would have been better off having like 12 strength, 2 skills, or 12 skills, 2 strength, etc., etc. So you get the idea. So I think this time, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, you still want to take the best weapon available to you, but excuse me, sir. I think I'd rather have the guaranteed crit. Like, that's the moneymaker right there. That felt great. I think that, what we should do is just play to our strengths. Instead of trying to go for the generalist run, obviously, you know, we can always go back to trying that if it looks like that's actually the way to go, but recent results seem to show that that's actually, like, stupid. In the nicest sense of the word. So I think I'm going to endeavor to try to improve that in the future. So right now it looks like skills, but we'll see. Certainly, I've got no problem buying a cluster bomb. Upon death, victims freeze. I mean, the grappling hook could be fine, but this doesn't mean, by the way, that we're going to have, like, if we go for skills, which I think I'll probably do, because that seems to be my preference most of the time. If we go for skills, I'm not suggesting that we're going to have one level of strength by the time we get, you know, to the Watcher. Because you pick up strength scrolls anyway. We might as well, though, with the ones that we have access to, that we have control over, we might as well put those into areas that seem to be giving us the most possible reward, you know? At least that's my 2 cents. And of course it sounds great in theory and could, you know, end up not working out in practice, but I'll spend 3% of my net worth to get a new pendant. Damage taken reduced by 10%. That's not worth very much in my opinion, but it's not worth 0 either. So this is effectively the end. I think we should move on to the ossuary. I really think that on the last run, sure, it took a little bit longer, but it worked out for us really, really well. By the time we finished the ossuary in the prison depths, we were in a very, very good spot. Now, I'm hoping that this is going to be the run that carries us, you know? I've been sniffing at a victory, and the last run was the closest we got to beating the Watcher. But we really, I'm in dire need of momentum. Because if I don't kill the Watcher soon, these episodes are going to become, you know, why would you even watch the first 40 minutes? Except for my, of course, always engaging commentary. If you're results-oriented, there might be a temptation to just skip ahead. And I can't necessarily blame you on a conceptual level. I do think we have a decent build right now. I don't think it's where I want to be long-term at all. Is that a tree? Ceiling turret. I think we've had that blueprint before. I don't think it's where I want to be long-term, of course. That's okay. We're not worried about long-term right now. We're worried about short-term exclusively. Unlike Microsoft, who's worried about short-term exclusivity, am I right? Okay, video games. It is E3. And still will be at the time of this recording, I'm sure, so. Well, I mean, it is right now. At the time of this going up, I mean. I hate fighting those guys. Hitboxes are all jacked up. God dang. Alligator. Cut me down to my prime. Nice, well done. Damage taken reduced by 10%, and then it's better on top of that. But yeah, I think as long as we play our cards right on the ossuary, we shouldn't necessarily find ourselves in too difficult of a position, and we should be able to pick up a lot of scrolls. Right now, I think the smart money is stack up that skill level as high as you can conceivably make it. 1 minute and 8 seconds ago. Strength, you know, if we can guarantee crits, I don't know, you could spin it both ways. If you guarantee crits, is strength worth more or worth less? I don't know. Don't even try it, buddy. Guaranteed crits on hitting an enemy from behind. I don't even know if you can hit these guys from behind, so that's probably not the right team to try it on there to begin with. What is hitting? Oh, there's an obelisk, which I think is now dead. Okay, I mean, we need to heal. That's fine. You know you're gonna have to heal down here. Don't sweat it. Good throws, good throws. We're back in the saddle. Okay, I'm feeling better. There was a period there where I was like, we're getting hit by something that I can't see. And it seems like it's probably gonna lead to my demise sooner rather than later, but as you can see, we got a pretty nice ability to chew enemies up right now, especially when we've got all of our skills active simultaneously. And if we decide that we don't want to go to the prison depths because the run's not powerful enough, we can always bow out, you know? Decide to go, this might be the prison depths entrance already here. We can always decide to go to the ramparts instead, and that would also be acceptable, although not my #1 concern. I would much prefer to continue to stack up as much momentum as possible, but thank you for not being a cursed chest. It is an ice grenade. Honestly, I think I'm happy with what I got. It's Ice Grenade 5, 75 damage. Slows all nearby enemies when the victim thaws out. 21 damage per second. Freeze nearby enemies. Or at least a toxic cloud. I don't know. I kind of am completely content with what I've got here. And I don't like the Ice Grenade as much. I really like skills that give you the ability to take out a lot of enemies. Like skills that just destroy pods are my favorite. And then beyond that, we also want to minimize the cooldown times wherever possible. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna die. Okay, you know what? That's a good way for us to just reset. Hit the reset button. I'm not pleased with the death at all. At all. We'll take the Sadist Sword and an Ice Bow, albeit not my favorite, we'll rock with. It's good. Sit down. Stay humble. What is the Sadist Sword again? I remember liking it. Critical blow if they're bleeding. Okay, so it has a built-in synergy. If we can get bleed to stack. I don't think that was a failing of our strategy. I think that was a failing of our gameplay. I really should have just waited. I had, like, highway blindness. I was like, well, in the last run, we could just spam right trigger, left trigger over and over and kill everything easily. On this run, we might have been able to approach that level, but not yet, so pretty big whiff. I only like the bow with infinite, or sorry, I only like the frostbow more than the bow with infinite arrows for now. You know, it is nice to have control over the enemies, especially if there's only going to be 1 or 2 in a pod. You just go in, freeze them, and it's gotta be sewers access. Just go in, freeze them, and then you get the easiest kill of all time. I sort of don't understand the purpose of the ice bow. Nah. when there's already the Frost Blast, or even vice versa. I don't understand the purpose of the Frost Blast if there's already an Ice Bow. But the Frost Blast actually just to me seems like the demonstrably better choice. Did I say the Frost Blast seems demonstrably better? Because that is what I meant. Start by going for health. The Frost Blast, by default, has a better AoE, and now it also comes out faster. It doesn't do any direct damage by itself, but the damage from... Yeah, I'll do it. The damage from the Ice Bow is also not particularly strong. Oh, you're gonna give me a Lightning Bolt? A Lightning Bolt 2? It's an insult. I almost got hit there. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but it is the honest to goodness truth. It's harder to get the cursed abilities off of you when you don't have any skills whatsoever. And I mean that in both senses of the word. Like, I got no skills, and I got no skill. Or limited skill. Dude, I don't want any of these. I got the respawn already. That respawn is something I'm relying on to, like, potentially save my life. And it always stinks when you get the cursed, Yeah, we gotta look. Oh, that's just sewers access. So we're out, actually. Dude, we can't go ossuary. Just go promenade and try to make it pop, but I'll admit, I'm not super happy to be taking the easy way out here. We also got a level of strength, which I don't think is what I want. You know, we probably want to go maybe for a combination of skills and health. Possibly strength and health, but again, we want to avoid this, like, jack of all trades, master of none situation that I seem to have created for myself recently. We apparently didn't get hit at all on the last floor, or at least we always got full health back somehow, so... I do want... Okay, don't step on that. I do want to bleed this curse off before I start talking about where we stand on this run. Did we have to start in, like, freaking Spike Alley, dude? We got lucky. If we hadn't hit that guy, and he managed to get away with us, or get away from us, I should say, that would have been potentially a nightmare. So we're taking the easy way out here. You know, in the Rocky IV soundtrack, they said there's no easy way out, there's no shortcut home. They're wrong. This is the easy way out. I don't know if I believe that it's a shortcut home, but... By the way, I expect as well that I'm just, like... I wouldn't say 100% wrong, but perhaps looking at the Ice Bow through crap-covered goggles. That was pretty good. I hate that we just got a pendant, but it's pretty good. Good. We need scrolls, dude. So against my will, basically, we still have a balanced run. 2 levels and everything, but again, I think it's actually quite a good thing. That means that no matter how specialized we try to make a run, we'll always get at least some generalization as a result of just the game giving us whatever it gives us. So we should probably treat it as a good thing. I do need some skills in order to make this make any sense, you know, for us to want to go into the skill level. There we go, finally. Twin daggers, extra damage on a poisoned unit. What's the DPS difference right now? It's like DPS difference is 1. I think the Sadist sword is fine. The Ice Bow is very slightly better. 1 extra damage per second, and fires an arrow upwards. I mean, we might as well pay for it. You hear some MOBA salt going on in the background there. All my friends know the MOBA salt now. Actually, dude, I've been playing Heroes of the Storm, and people laugh at me. They say it's casualized. I mean, the Firebrand is very tempting, but they say it's casualized. Oh, you know, real geniuses play Dota too. Well, real geniuses actually work at, like, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and, you know, SpaceX and et cetera, I know, like, that's... I'm buying in. Wait a minute, do we have... Cover the ground with flammable oil? Let's go Firebrand then, even though we just spent 2,700. I know I'm buying into a meme there to some extent, but... You know, it's a video game in the end. I play the video game to have fun, and, Heroes is, like, the least salty I've ever been playing a MOBA. Part of it is because my game sense is really bad right now, so I don't even know I'm losing until it's already too late. Like, by the time I know I'm losing a match of Heroes, I've basically lost. And I mean, even still, I only play, like, literally maybe 2 hours a week, but I'm very pro Heroes of the Storm right now. Insane, and I never would have expected it, because I have been the guy, you know, who's, like, watching the Blizzard Twitch stream from BlizzCon and being like, get this off the screen, I'm here to see new, you know, Mean Streets of Gadgetzan cards. That's not an expression that makes any sense. Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, there we go. But now I'm like, dude, show me some new Lucio skins. I don't want the hook. I mean, I do and I don't, is the thing. I do and I don't. Why did I take HP, by the way? Well, basically, I don't know whether our weapons or our skills are going to be the strong suit right now. So I'm trying to... kind of like put points into the thing we know. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about right there. I'm trying to put points into the category that I know is going to require them at some point. Whereas with what we got right now, it still could go either way, I think, when it comes to our build. Obviously, right now, I'm leaning towards strength, but I wouldn't want to base, you know, our whole life on how things look after the first floor, you know? Imagine having to choose your career based on, like, what you were good at in first grade. Might as well check. Extra damage on a burning target? Dude. We actually... I know that the broadsword is actually really nice, and it gives us the, extra HP as well. I want to at least give this a try. Not necessarily committing, just giving it a try for now. Is this the exit? It was the sewers exit. We might be able to swing the old sewers here. So we want to go... We're not always going to have the damage boost. But when we do, we want to go right trigger, Y button. I didn't do Y button. Y button, and then smack forever. So essentially we want to light a lot of enemies on fire and then just go to town. We can actually get that combo off pretty quickly. The only problem right now is that we only have 2 levels of strength. So, you know what? Take me to the sewers. Nice little hero landing, at least. I'd like to think that this is the run, but to be honest with you, I got nothing right now that tells me that I have a great chance of making it so, but I think hopefully coming on this path, like, accelerates the run. I'm buying into the burn strat. I really, especially if we're going to go skills over strength, and again, we're not certain of that yet, but if we end up going skills over strength, we want to maximize the damage our weapon can do because we're not going to be able to control it that well with our attributes. So, to be able to light enemies on fire and have guaranteed extra damage, like, basically guaranteed double damage right now, is extremely good. Potentially. That's my hunch anyway. And I think I've proven that my reasoning in Dead Cells is not always the best, I think it's fair to say. But I've been working. You gotta admit, there's been a marked improvement. I've stopped apologizing as much for my Dead Cells performance, which I think for the most part is probably a great sign. Remember, going right trigger, Y, smack. Wow, we really hit the dirt there. And it's actually a pretty recreatable amount of extra damage here because we've already been that way. We can't go up that way. All right. It's a pretty recreatable or easy situation to create, I should say, as far as the bonus damage goes. I don't think we can make it up there. Not yet. We also get the stun right off the bat. It's a viscera of enemies explodes, but we need to create the fire. What I was about to say, actually, was that, you know, we hit the enemies with the firebrand. It does damage, but it doesn't do enough so that the enemies avoid the stun from the nutcracker. So they always get stunned, it seems. And when they get stunned, we can basically just combo them to death. Right now, at least. I do wish they made, like, a little fewer biters, but can't always get what you want, I suppose. Should not forget to use right trigger in situations where appropriate. Just remember, if you get hit, you take more damage in the process as well. To be honest with you, I do want to do this. But I don't want to do it yet. I want to make sure that we're, like, we have skills that we can spam. Because right now, I don't think that situation's going to work out the way that we want. Just heal up, you know. You had a premature death last time. Bring it back now. I guess our firebrand just vanished into the wall that time. He's done. Did we, no. Still looking for skills. I'll pay for them. I still got the money, honey. Whether or not you got the time. Yeah, we've got to be careful about using this against ranged enemies, because they can feed us our own, you know, damage bonus pretty hard here. Let's wait, though, because we are going to damage bonus against this guy. I want spammable abilities, please. What? Yo, that hurts, dude. Do they always give you pendants? Like, elite enemies always give you pendants? Rolling ignites the ground for 3 seconds. It's kind of tempting, isn't it? When we've got this burn build. Roll into enemies, smack them with the hammer, then we can get rid of the firebrand, although whether or not I want to is debatable. Okay. I mean, what do you go for? Do you go for damage? You go for skills? I'm still going to adhere to the idea that skills are what we want here eventually. I want extra damage against burning targets, basically. We didn't get it. That's fine. Actually allows us to save a little bit of money. And I think we're more than well equipped enough for the sewers. Might not be playing that well, admittedly. Dude, they just do not have skills? Is that... You know, am I reading this correctly? On the run in which I finally embrace not doing balance strat. You refuse to play nice with me here like the Dixie Chicks in the 2004 Bush administration? I'm not mad. We got plenty of time. I mean, most of the time, we end up having way more skills than we actually need. And I'm sure we'll probably reach that point eventually, regardless of how things look right now. But I will say, at the present moment, it's a little... Hey, dude! I'm going to get FC'd by this guy. He's going to perfect me and then post his score on freaking Guitar Hero Highscores.net. Make me look like a dang fool with my pants on the ground. That was pretty poor on my part, but we mostly recovered despite taking like a bunch of extra damage after the fact. I think it's clear that, like, my game plan's not working out 100% right now. But you know, did Neil Armstrong's game plan work out 100% when he was trying to get to the moon? Probably not. I mean, I was not even close to being alive at that point. Wasn't privy to the conversations. But I imagine there were probably hiccups. I imagine that the first time they tried to launch one of those moon rockets, the moon rocket didn't go the way they anticipated it. Maybe it banked and yawed to some extent. Perhaps there were explosion-related concerns. I don't have any idea, okay? I'm very ignorant of the situation. It's a mark of great personal shame. Dude, you're gonna give me 2 of the chests that are cursed? I don't have spammable skills yet. I can't cheese the game. Bow and infinite arrows, I believe. Dun, 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 dun. Anyone else catch that? That felt pretty sweet. You're done. Don't even bother, dude. I don't know, like, fire synergy? It does have fire synergy. So I think I recognize the problem here. And the problem is that we have nothing that lights enemies on fire right now. And I see the solution to this problem. Wow. Okay, first off. Stop that. First things first, I'll eat your brains, then I'll start rocking gold teeth and fangs. We're gonna work our way back to a teleporter. Or forward to a teleporter, I should say. Because my dream here is, honestly, this is bold, and there's a great chance I mess this up. I think that's the most abundantly clear thing about the situation right now. It could go horribly wrong. But I think I should take the thing that gives me extra damage. Or sorry, not extra damage. I think I should take the one that gives me fire when I roll, even though it completely compromises. That was pretty bad of me. Even though it completely compromises our respawn ability. And it seems stupid. Even in my head right now, I'm like, it seems idiotic. Don't do this, please. I'm begging you. But I'm gonna do it. Unless we find some other easier way to recreate fire. That's not the firebrand. Because, I mean, I guess I could... Wait a minute. You know what? I didn't think about this. What if we actually tried to do things very, very differently? Think outside the box here. Think outside the bun, dude. That's how Taco Bell did it. That's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna take firebrands, bow, and infinite arrows. That's what I'm gonna do. And this is either gonna vindicate me, or it's gonna make me look like an even bigger fool than I already am. So, you know, either way, that's a win-win for me as far as I'm concerned. We're about to figure out just how deep the rabbit hole goes here in this full, like, rogue build. So now I can keep my respawn as well. So we're gonna go, like... We're gonna light enemies on fire, possibly cover them in oil first via the damage bonus, and then tackle them from afar. So we always are gonna open with Y and then switch to X. I don't know yet. We got some Katniss Everdeen stuff going on. We continue to level our skills despite the fact that game's got no freaking respect, dude. How did you hit me there? Okay, I think if you play this better, you can get it done. The poison is nice as well. The thing is, like, I do have a desire. Okay, just, if we can't get you, we can't get you. I do have a desire to get those cursed chests from earlier, but at the present moment, you know, we've got all these levels of skills, but we can't apparently get any freaking skills. We are able to kill things. I'll give you that. And the damage bonus is only going to make it stronger. Like, things do get a little chaotic. If I feel if I just had one more skill, I wouldn't be nearly as afraid as I am at the present moment. Just something to spam. Dude. We've actually done it. So I don't know how 10 out of 10 this is gonna be, but at least we got something now. Is this our exit? It is our exit. Well, you might as well just come back. There's also a knife storm? Everything else is fully explored. I just totally whiffed on that knife storm existing. I'm starting to believe. A little. I don't know, now I'm like... We have something that creates fire. Maybe now we no longer need... Like, where did I put the nutcracker? Right there. Maybe we no longer need the firebrand. And instead we can roll a more traditional build. Because this thing does extra damage against burning targets. So, we don't need the firebrands anymore. There's no cooldown on them, so that is like an obvious benefit to having them, but... We now have things that all work with burning. Now, did this floor work out for me? For me? I have no idea. What I do know is that I'm not going to touch the curse chest because we are about to fight the boss, and I will almost certainly take damage against the boss. So, that's not a begrudging admission. That's just the honest-to-goodness truth for the most part. $43 cells was significant. We continue to... I mean, at this point, like, this screen is not that engaging. I'm just going to level with you. Like, we know what we're doing here. We get a 5% bonus upgrade over upgrade, but we're only getting, like, maybe 2 of those per episode at the present moment. So, I do think we're a little under-leveled, but that's what the Fjord is for, is kind of like the great equalizer, I hope. And the real game plan is basically light this dude on fire, and then smack him from afar with a bow and arrow as much as possible. Like, get him all oiled up and ready to party, and then make sure we're stacking up the fire as much as conceivable, and then just hitting him with the bow. Like, I don't really see a good reason to get in his way. We're using the damage boost for, you know, 2 reasons here. Big one is to oil him up so the fire does more damage, but it also does make the bow do more damage as well. By the way, even if we don't get hit, that doesn't mean we would have been better off taking the curse chest, because obviously we'd still have 9 more enemies to kill after that. And there's the damage. And there's even more, but I think it's his last invincibility, so we're probably completely set. Dude, that bow tanks! That felt pretty good. I'm not fully committed to Katniss Everdeen build, but I think this, like, skill spamming might work, although we're doing damage with the things that we're not leveling. So maybe I'm incorrect there, but it is what it is. We're figuring it out on the fly. It's a different build, at least. That's right. Instead of having a balance in all skills that's higher than what we have in any skill right now, we just have 2 principal focus. So levels, I think, even split between HP and skills right now. We're going to hope for some better skills to show up. In particular, although this might seem somewhat incorrect to you, I'm not the world's biggest fan, if I'm being honest, of the damage boost. These are very cheap. No, they're not. I only saw one pickup there. Extra damage on bleeding. This applies oil, so I think that's what we want now. Now we've got something that's much more spammable. It holds enemies in place, which can be pretty useful for us, I think. Applies oil over a large spread. I'm not saying this is 10 out of 10. But I think we got now a potentiality to make this pop. Or at least that's the dream. I would like to get to the point where we can one-tap these guys, but in order to be able to one-tap those guys, we're gonna need strength levels up, so... I don't know if that's realistic. But if we're... see, I'm going now through this crisis of faith. It's like Claire Danes in Homeland or something. If we're going for damage... Well, you know what? We don't have to make a decision on this one, which is nice. But if we're going for damage... why aren't we going for strength? You know, it seems like we're just using our skills to apply status effects. Maybe this is good that we... I mean, getting 2 strength upgrades on the same room seems very positive, I'll admit. But, I mean, it does fly in the face of my strategy, but I didn't have a choice. You know, they gave me the strength. I'd be a fool not to take it. Yeah, that was handled poorly, admittedly. Are we one-tapping these guys yet? When they're on fire, that is. Help. I mean, he's got it. Go! Oh my god, he's so fast. He's done. He's done. Are we done? I hope not. Is he done? He should be done. He's burning like... he's gonna light my fire like Jimmy Morrison. Oh my god. Dude, I guess elite enemies only give pendants. Damage taken reduced by 15%. I gotta admit that at some point that seems to become pretty tempting. See, that's what I want to see right there. More situations where we just light an enemy on fire and then smack them a million times with the bow and arrow to get that easy kill. I can't... How? No, how, Sway? You don't understand. How did... No, stop. How do you not die there? How do you not die? Explain to me how that happens, because it doesn't make sense how you wouldn't die there. You were on fire with like 2% of your HP remaining. I refuse to believe that that's, you know, working as intended. See, that's more like it. Maybe it's, you know, the oil wore off and I was overestimating the amount of damage that should be done, but I don't know. It seems mighty convenient, dude. Just waiting for one more enemy to come down. Okay. I mean, I'm not convinced that this run's got it yet. I'm not convinced that it's got the know-how in the elbow grease to lead us to our new lands. Better fire grenade? No, not better. Just different. In fact, not actually different either. It's exactly the same. But extra damage against a burning target? Dude, I'm gonna take this over the oil for now. And again, like the bear trap oil. I think they were both working, or at least I can't say that the clusters were working, but I think they both have the potential to work. Like, that seemed fine. Better? I don't know. It's not the way to do that. You will never get this. We're just exploring right now, because, I don't know if I'd say I feel behind the 8-ball, but I feel like we could be more above the 8-ball, whatever that expression, you know, is intended to mean. I'm assuming, you know, in billiards, when you're behind the 8-ball, it means you can't easily get a shot that doesn't leave you at risk for potentially scratching and ruining the game. This has been Ryan's corner, where he analyzes idioms that apparently have extremely logical origins. Have I explained to you yet that you will never get this? It's a blood sword. Enemies burn when they die, but it doesn't do extra damage against burning targets. And as a result, it's not as good. Although, believe you me, I would like it to be. More scrolls, please. You know, I'll just take more burning synergies. A regular grenade with burning synergy. It's a regular grenade with burning synergy. Does a ton of damage, does extra damage against a burning target, and also gives us another level of skill. So we ended up fire grenade, grenade. It's a classic combo, dude. Like, that seems like it's getting the job done. It's, the more things change, the more they stay the same, man. This run is actually basically a run that I would have made for myself. I try to go for the, you know, more distributed stat points here, or less distributed, at least evenly. Stat points here, and what have I done? You know, I've just created exactly the same situation here. But that was not handled properly. I do like the extra damage from afar. You know what I would actually love to see the most? This might strike you as a little bit of a surprise, but if we can get like an electric whip that does more damage to burning enemies. I can't believe we didn't get hit there. I will be in actual video game heaven, because it's really like, I don't trust myself to be able to hit the Watcher with the bow and infinite arrows, which would be nice to do because hitting them from afar is going to be a far from a bad thing. Wrenching whip. He didn't hit me there. That's a lie. The electric whip gives us like an actual 100% chance. It's another, no, not another house in there, I think. What? We might as well heal. We got plenty of heals left. Gives us like an actual, literal 100% chance to hit, as long as we're within a certain range. So, feeling relatively confident that that would be extremely helpful for us in accomplishing our overall goal of basically doing a bunch of damage to that guy who is a jerk without putting ourselves in his jerk range right off the bat. Okay, we looked like we were going to get screwed there. This is our exit. I actually thought it was going to be the other way around. I don't know. I mean, we're just going to the graveyard. We got another floor to get things sorted out, but I really am not 1,000,000% convinced that this is the right path for us. I think this is worse than our last run. But on our last run, we did give ourselves a lot more advantages, to be honest with you. I hate that I wasted some time there, but... okay. You gotta kill everything. Unfortunately, enemies being in water, it's gonna be a major issue for us here. Enemies out of water? No problem whatsoever. Enemies in water? Serious concern. My God. No, I saw it coming. Saw it coming. No heals on doors anymore? Oh, now you've done it. You made me mad. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. You'd probably still like me when I'm angry. I mostly get like impotent rage. I don't get like scary rage. More the kind of guy that's like, oh, frig off. Getting a little framey. But, you know, that happens with fire sometimes, as we've noticed. No extra, I mean, great damage. I can't deny it. I mean, I gotta be honest. The fact that it does extra damage because of the grenade, I think might make up for the fact that it doesn't do extra damage against burning targets. I'm gonna take it for now and see how it looks. Maybe the synergy isn't always the be-all, end-all. So that's our exit, I think. I think I went through every door, but I don't necessarily remember 100%. Okay. Let's go. We're still alive. Not 100% convinced that I'm a happy camper coming down here. How many souls do we get? There's cells, sorry. 61. Would you still need me? Or would you still feed me when I'm 61? Boom, boom. Probably. 61's not that old in the modern era. Unless you're like an NBA player. I don't feel bad about leaving new items behind anymore because it seems, by the way, we're so underleveled for fighting the Watcher. I'm hopeful we get, I mean, I would like to get 9 scrolls here. If I can get 7, 7, 8, or, well, really what it would rather be is probably like 7, 4, and then what would be left over? You know, 7, 4, 11 would be pretty sick. Okay, I gotta... Usually, frames means there's an important Skype message. And by important, I mean, of course, having no import whatsoever, but that should be now taken care of. How did you not get hit by that grenade? You must explain this to me. Father, you must explain how you didn't get hit by this grenade. Really, you must. I don't know why I'm apparently a daughter, but also doing an old-timey radio announcer voice. It's me, your daughter Elizabeth. Papa, how did you survive the grenade? Extra, extra, the papers want to know. Annoying voice. And I'll get a compressor. The compressor thing, I actually just need to do. I just need to solicit Austin. I need to say, hey, Austin, what are your compressor settings? He'll send me a screenshot, and I will say, thank you, Austin. You're a peach. I can't stop talking like this for some reason. Well, I mean, like, the run actually completely works right now. I'm just not... I'm not sure that it's the greatest run in the world or merely a tribute, you know? Nah, that didn't hit me. I'm sorry to inform you. Not every item is, like, singularly focused on improving the synergy here, and that, to some extent, has me feeling the burn. But seriously, I would love to pick up... How did you kill everything around you there? Not cursed, thank you. That was so bad. I would love to pick up a broadsword that does this damage, but also does extra damage against burning targets. Shots Pierce is good, but we already have a build that works totally fine, honestly. And we haven't built around bleeding, although we did have a Sadist sword for a while. Maybe that's another viable option. There was a good Knife Storm, or at least a decent Knife Storm that showed up as well. But I keep coming back to Grenade Fire Grenade, because, I mean, first off, it keeps coming back to me. But also, it always seems to guarantee a certain level of success, wouldn't you say, Papa? Although it might seem like I'm not that fond of the bow and arrow because I keep using other things, I still would disagree with you. Because the real value of the bow and arrow is in our ability to attack these enemies from afar. If I get up close and they're stunned, well, yeah, of course I'm gonna go for the broadsword, which deals way more damage. Totally botched it. again. There we go, finally. You all dodged the poison. I'm not mad. That was actually amazing. What determines whether or not they get stunned by the primary weapon? I've never really thought about it. If I got hit there, I never would have forgiven myself. Okay. Fire grenade, gotta go. Regular grenade, gotta go. And then the dusting. See, this is where I feel like the advantage of the bow and arrow holds true, but I can't deny I would love to see a higher level bow and arrow show up. Or, I mean, infinite arrows is great. I think on bosses, that probably becomes even more abundantly clear. Oh, wow, that was fast. We haven't healed at all yet, so I mean, it's a good setup, but dude, we can't beat the Watcher like this. And I know it seems like maybe I'm just trying to set you up for like, but we did! But really, like, how am I supposed to beat the Watcher? Level 5 HP, we're at 545. It's like, we've probably had Black Bridge setups that were not much worse than this. And it's not even like, I mean, that was pretty terrible, but it's not that bad of a situation. But only because we've tailored our loadout appropriately, at least in my estimation. If we had a worse loadout, we could be in a really bad spot. Our loadout actually isn't even really that good. That was handled extremely badly. What saves it is the fact that it's all synergy. Where did you come from? Hello. It's a little dicey. Got them all. Ooh, Knife Storm and plus 100% damage on a burning target with a lot of bleed. I'm gonna try it. It's Knife Storm 6. But wait, does that cost? It does cost us a level of skills. But it's so much easier to hit with this than it is with anything else. I think we got it, or with the grenade, I should say. At least on the boss. I think we got to go for it. And you might not be a huge fan, and I understand that. I mean, the reason I went for this, by the way, you might think again, it's a throw. It's really not my intention to just throw it. It's more that I feel like I need to throw like something more at the run and see if it sticks. So we're only one item away, or sorry, one enemy away. Thank you for not being full of enemies. Just one enemy, easy enemy, please. This guy's not that easy. You know what? Just wait a couple of seconds here. Okay, curse lifted. And honestly, I think that's my, oh, that's gonna hurt, potentially. Oh, I see something there. I think it's my cue to go back with the broadsword. Isn't the, where did we pick that up? Like, equidistant between these two. Which is not far, thankfully, but I think we should go back with the broadsword. It's just, you know, the extra skill level, sure. Wait, hold on. Also go back with the grenade. It's more of my comfort zone, but I also didn't think that the damage output from the Knife Storm was that good relative to the extra cooldown time associated with it. I'm still not 100% convinced. I might never be 100% convinced. You think Neil Armstrong was ever 100%? Look, stop talking about things you don't understand. He's probably done, right? Okay, we have a bear trap. It'd have to be, like, pretty great. And I don't think that's what we're looking for. I understand the purpose of the oil. I'm looking at this, though, and I mean, all the signs, as far as I'm concerned, point to, unfortunately, the same fate that we've had on a lot of our recent runs, which is a death on the Watcher. Again, making it to the Watcher. Nothing to be too sad about, I think. If that indeed comes to fruition here. This setup's a little dicey. But I just don't see a path for, like, absurd levels of optimism right now. We're so underleveled. Whose fault is that? I mean, to be honest with you, I'll take 100% responsibility most of the time, but I kind of feel like it's the seed's fault. Did I end up going on a loot-bereft path? Yeah, I think that's relatively clear. Honestly, I think you gotta go HP. And I'm not proud of the fact that we got such a balanced run here. I really wish it were more weighted in a couple different directions. Dude! Dude, are you actually kidding me? I stood up out of my chair involuntarily and got into a fight stance. My shoulders are open, my chest is out, and my feet are like anchored. Like I'm gonna fight the game. Well, I mean, it's a huge whiff at the end there. But I think it was clear the writing was on the wall on that one regardless. Dude, this game, man. Can't quite get it. For now, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time where, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing your tips. I think we're at a bit of a stall here, and I'm still loving Dead Cells, but I need, there's some truth to the fact that whenever I say I love a game, sometimes that ends up being the kiss of death, but really, like, I'm motivated to start another one right away, but I want to beat this freaking boss, dude. Give me some tips. Thank you. I love you.